What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Sheer Thoughts, guys. As always, you already know your boy Chuck's here. And as, of course, you know, someone who's in the holiday spirit already, as we can see, we got the Miss Lovely Sony Panda here with us, as you already know. Listen, girl, you're ready for Christmas, clearly. I'm just saying. So,
Oh, yes. I'm one of those. I'm not one of those who starts Christmas like in September. I can't say I'm one of those. But it is, yes, I like to get into the mood like a week before December starts. Yes, I'm one of those people. I like the pre-run up. It's
fair
like a
enough.
pre-December kind of feel. So yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's uh, that's how it is out here. Like it literally, November hits, it's Christmas. Like, cool, Thanksgiving comes around, like
Yeah.
we talked about, whatever. But it's Christmas.
Mm,
Like that's just how it is. It's the holiday season. You know, like that's why nowadays you always just say,
yeah.
and it's funny because of like, which is so stupid to me. Which we'll get into. But before we get really into it today, Miss
Mm.
Sony, what you rocking? Because from the looks of it over here,
Oh
I can
yeah.
see some black, but I also see a hint of red. So it looks like
Mm.
someone is layering today. Looks like it's a little cold out there.
Yes. Yes. Don't talk to me about the cold chucks, please. It has been a a blistering day. Oh my god.
Damn.
So yes, trust me. But yeah, no, so I'm wearing like my brand. So I'm doing the After Dark Desire tights underneath the glossy pair. And then
Oh,
my
okay.
top pair, yeah, my top pair is the Black Parisian. So it obviously it's the polka dot ones. Just because I wanted, yeah, I don't know, I was in the mood to kind of after me and Kara's oh my god. Me and Kara Hosery's little tights and tea
Mm-hmm.
kind of episode that we dropped like a couple of weeks ago, we were on about layering and sort of how many like different styles and stuff. And even like my really good friend Benny who layers, he did mine, the Enigma with the Queen Bee, and it looked
Oh,
amazing.
okay.
Oh, it was such a vibe. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna take a bit of inspo. So these are my beauties today.
I ain't gonna lie. Once I start
Please.
ordering some of Kara's, like even yours, like, oh man, there's like, especially because Kara comes up with like some interesting designs for hers. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited to try to layer hers just because, yeah, bro, you could definitely come up with some interesting combinations.
Mm,
And then the dope thing about yours is what I'm so excited for is that your brand, you come up with very unique colors. So I'm really excited to layer
yeah.
those and kind of see how I can play with that. But we in due time, we gonna get there. We
Oh
gonna get
yeah.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but guys, you may notice
Yeah,
I'm
so what are you
drinking.
yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
I was gonna say what are you wearing?
I'm gonna get into that, but I was gonna say, guys, if you
Oh,
may
okay.
notice that I'm drinking this today, I'm sipping on this. I'm not an alcoholic. I can promise you that. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's all that matters. Um, but I figured I'd sip a little something today, nothing too crazy, because Sony, we have officially hit 2,200 downloads, baby. Let's fucking go. We have officially hit
That is
2,200
amazing.
downloads. We have 180 subs on YouTube, and we are at 850 on Instagram. Bro, the way I see it,
Nice.
it don't matter about the numbers. It's the fact that we're growing.
Mm,
It's the fact that
mm,
we have that
mm.
support. It's the fact that y'all support us week in, week out, and we appreciate y'all. And definitely, we keep talking about this. Me and Sony keep talking about this. We're like going forward, especially with the new year coming. We really, really want to be more consistent. We really want to start coming up with some more ideas. If you guys ever want to let us know an idea that you'd love to see, definitely let us know, whether it's for this or the Patreon.
Mhm.
Also, as well for the Patreon, it may not seem like anything, but we've officially hit double digit members on Patreon. So like,
Oh,
like, hey
amazing.
man, I don't care how low the number may look. It's the fact that we growing. That's it, man. So
Mhm.
we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. I don't know if next week the Patreon episode will be up for December, maybe the week after that, because of course we're gonna do some Christmas stuff. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Um, maybe another drawing challenge. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Not gonna lie, that was for those who have watched it, like literally, let us know what you think. For those who haven't, honestly, it's worth subbing just to see that episode. Cause it's something. Even it's something.
Let me tell you something right now.
Honest, it's worth watching.
One, I don't know how I'm a better drawer with my feet than I am with my hands. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say for that. But two, bro, that was one of the most hardest fucking things I've ever tried to do in my life. But at the same
Yeah,
time, it was so damn funny. Like, bro, that was
yeah,
so funny. So if you guys haven't
yeah.
checked out that episode on Patreon, definitely go sub, definitely go sign up. It's only $5. We're not charging crazy because, of course, like we said, it's just a little extra support for the pod, for the Patreon, and of course everything that you guys will always sub to us and
Mhm.
donate, whatever the case may be. we want to put towards back the pod. So of course, it's always to benefit everyone, bro. That's literally the whole point of it. That's also why we love to do the Patreon, because then it is it's a different way to be able to express stuff, talk about things, do whatever.
Yeah.
And then just a little extra content for anyone who wants to enjoy it. Of course, you don't have to,
Mm.
but you know, it's always there, guys. It's always an option. But of course, at the end of the day, we truly do support all the love, all the subs, all the comments, all the support that y'all be giving us each week. You know, all the views and everything. You guys are absolutely amazing. So thank you guys so much. But today, because I finally shaved my legs after some time, because I finally had time, I'm rocking a good old pair of Cecilia de Rafael Sevilla 15s. And
Oh,
I think, well,
okay.
these are pink. I don't know if you can really tell with the lighting.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, when I edit the video,
Yeah.
I always mess with like the saturation and stuff, so you should notice it a little bit more. Since they're only 15 denier, I feel like sometimes it's a little hard to notice, but all right, you can tell. Nice, you can tell.
Yeah, it's like a little sheen, which
Yeah,
is nice
yeah,
because it's not a full-on solid pink. It's that,
yeah, yeah,
ooh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I want to keep looking to try and
Yeah.
suss it. So it's
It's like,
like,
okay,
yeah.
it's like I could tell,
Yeah.
but how, you know, how pink is it? You gotta watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm rocking these today. But I kind of figured, Sony, we would discuss something today that I know it's something we talked about before. I know it's a big pet peeve of mine. I know it's a huge pet peeve of
Yeah.
yours. But it's really funny because I don't know what it was, bro, but it's like the past week I kind of just noticed these things like on social media, like, and like I said, we've talked about this before, but bro, it's wild to me the amount of people who love to give opinions on things and have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, or just know
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
of the subject matter, and you're like, cool, like you have no
Yeah.
idea what's going on right now, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's wild to me. Like it's so scary to think that we live in a time and a generation that like everyone can share their opinions and thoughts. Realistically, everyone can, essentially. But it's also one of those kinds of things that, like, bro, at the end of the day, just because you can share your thoughts and opinions doesn't mean you always should. And if you decide to, try to do it in a way that you can come off in a way that can maybe become a conversation, not you attacking and berating someone in a fucking corner. Like, that's just wild to me. Like, that will never make sense to me, dude. I don't know. I don't fucking get it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just it's the true definition of a keyboard warrior. It's one of those.
Oh my
It's
god, yes. I
you're
say that
happy to
all the
say it
time.
online, but it is just. Will you say that in person to somebody who you probably may
That's the funny
or
thing.
may not have a gripe with?
That's the
Would you
funny
still
thing.
speak up and still say it the way that you're saying it? Because if you do, then fine, that's just you, and that's cool. But but that's one thing I don't like is that they're okay doing it because they're behind a screen and they've got they're underneath user 539261 underscore X and
Oh, so
but it's
specific.
like
I love it.
do you know what I mean? But it's like, but actually, why don't you have a picture? Show your real name and actually own. Like, it's a kind of like own what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? If you believe that strongly in what you're gonna say, whatever it may be, own what you're saying. Don't hide behind some sort of like ghosty user. It's just it's a big gripe of
No,
mine.
and it is,
Big gripe of
no,
mine.
I hear you, and it is really stupid because the fact that, like, your very first point, like you said, if you were to say this shit online, if you really were to go off on someone on the internet and you're not face to face with them, would you really say the same shit to someone in person? Because
Yeah.
because this is my biggest thing. You'll have people be like, "Oh no, I would say it." Okay, but you don't know how now that person will react. I'm the type of person where, bro, I will never put my hands on someone. I'm a lover. I'm a fighter. I
Mm,
genuinely don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. I like to be able to have conversations. Of course, people like to push buttons. Of course, people like
yeah.
to really egg you on and try to get you to that point. But I naturally am always a defensive person, in the meaning of sense of like, you want to try to argue with me, fine. But the moment you try to step across a line or get physical, whatever, then I'm going to defend myself. That's a different story. Because
Mm,
I'm not going to just let you keep saying shit. But I'm not about to antagonize you. Like, I'm not going out of
mm,
my fucking way to talk shit about you, judge you, opinionate. No. Bro, you live in your life.
mm.
You do you. I don't give a fuck about that. If it affects me in some sort of way, then I'll speak up. Maybe I'll mention something.
Yeah.
But that's a different story. Like that, like I'm not going out of my way to be like, yo, you look fucking stupid in this outfit. Like, what the fuck are you wearing? Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, it's
Mm,
crazy to me. And so, and it makes me laugh because yes, would you genuinely say this to someone on the fucking street? Like,
yeah,
because it like, and
yeah.
it's funny because a lot of content creators, YouTubers, like whatever, I see them get so much hate comments, so much fucking dislikes, like on random shit, like just constantly hating on them. But then, yet the
Mm,
very first thing a lot of them say is, "Yo, bro, no one ever says anything to me in person." So it's
yeah,
like it's just stupid.
yeah.
And then what makes me even laugh more is when you get the people who will go out of their way and put a negative comment on like every post, every video, every
Yeah.
fucking thing you could possibly do, and then not once are they ever replied to.
Mm,
Really? You gonna tell me your
mm,
life is that fucking sad that all you're gonna do is just constantly try to hate on this one person, hoping to maybe what? Get a reaction out of them?
mm.
Like, bro, that makes no fucking sense to me. Why the fuck am I
No.
gonna waste my time doing that shit?
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Stupid.
Mm.
Like, I don't fucking get it, bro. It's just
Yeah. No, and I think this is a thing though. It's like, because I get it. Like, I mean, actually, no, I don't get the whole thing. But in the terms of what I do get is, especially this time of year, right? It's dark when you wake up. It's dark by the time it's like in the UK, like it's dark by the time it's like 3 o'clock or on its way to becoming like
yes,
it's
yes,
looking like 7 o'clock at night
yes. I
and whatever. So I
fucking
get it. It's the
hate
fact
it.
that it's horrible. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely I despise it. I'm one of those, I do get affected by it. But
Which we
it's
talked about. Yes.
yeah, and it is the whole thing. I get it if if you're a proper 9 to 5 working person, you're waking up in the dark, going home in the dark, and all that and everything. But the thing is, regardless of what's going on, it shouldn't give you the right to be like that. In terms of, you might just generally be, oh, a little bit more bitter because, oh, it's getting cold. Oh, like, I just really can't be, CBA with everything. I'm not in the festive mood. Like a
CBA.
proper
I
little
love it.
Grinch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I get it. Like, you can be a little Grinch, but the thing is, it's keep that to yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why would you because what makes me question is, why would you go out of your own way to deliberately dampen someone else's mood just because you're down in the dumps? I see it as, do something yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, sort yourself out. And don't get me wrong, if you have got like a lot of personal XYZ going on, or you do suffer from some, from any type of mental health kind of illness or disorder or anything like that, it's just, I sort of see it as, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
All
I
of
know you're
that
right. You're
is a
right.
you
Hmm.
problem. And it is just, why would you just go out of your way to just be really mean and bitter to everyone else? Or just because it's, whether it is you're not achieving what they're achieving, you're not on their, like, whatever they make, you're not doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they may have an amazing family life, kids, loving home, you may not come from that. But instead of being bitter about it, why don't you actually do something to better yourself to get that? Do you know what I mean? That's what I don't understand, is you're just gonna like poop all over it rather than actually be like, do you know what? I can achieve that. Like, this could be me if I actually put the work in. And it goes back to how we've sort of said before, everybody wants things easy. And it is just a bit, yeah, yeah.
No, girl,
It,
I
it's
hear you. That's that is. It's a shame because it's one of those things of, bro, there are so many things you can do in this world. So
mm,
many fucking things, bro.
mm,
And your choice is to just fucking sit on the fucking computer or your phone just to bad mouth and talk shit about people or give opinions that really a lot of people don't give a fuck about. Like, I'm just like, bro, that's
mm,
wild to me. Like, that's why it's funny when like I've gone back and forth with people on social media just because it's fun to me. It's just hilarious to see what they can fucking think and say. But then I will still never forget that one comment that, and it made me laugh because it was like, yo, bro, this just goes to show you how fucking p-minded you are, just how fucking dumb of a person you are. Like, and I'll never forget it because I remember I commented on something about boxing. Somebody said something, somebody replied to me, other people replied, and then the one guy goes, I'm not about to listen to a guy in pantyhose about boxing. Motherfucker, me wearing nylons has
Oh,
nothing to do with talking about boxing
yeah.
because I follow boxing. I'm
Yeah.
not like a lot, but I have followed enough to know what certain things are, how certain fights go. Like, come on,
Mm.
bro. That literally has nothing to do with anything. Because at the end of the fucking day, half the people in the world could see me wear nylons and have, bro, I could walk through fucking New York City and be wearing nylons. The first thing that a lot of people will probably assume is, oh, he's gay. First thing.
Yeah.
First thing they're
Yeah.
probably going to assume. Second thing they're probably going to
Mm.
assume is, well, not even that. Just the first thing they'll probably assume is, oh, he's gay or he cross dresses, whatever. But yet, none of you motherfuckers have no idea that I'm a breakdancer. So it's like, you don't even know, bro. Like, you can't fucking judge a book by its cover, bro. It's just one of the most common
Yeah.
fucking things. And it's so aggravating to me because it's the fact that it's like, bro, I could see someone walk through the mall. I'm not fucking staring at them trying to think like this is how they are in their life, blah, blah, blah. Do you know how many people, and I'm talking about in the past, do you know how many people that I've
Mm.
met and been like, damn, they seem kind of like a jerk. That person seems kind of like a bitch. They became my best fucking friend. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's always the case.
Bro, I will never
Yeah.
forget. I will never forget when I met this one dancer. I met him one time. One time. And I remember he was standing up against the wall. He was kind of chilling, keeping it to himself. I got introduced to him. He said it was good, gave me a little dap. And the very first thing I thought was, oh, this guy's like cocky. You know, he's just standing there with this attitude, being stupid, you know, not having that right mindset. Turned out to be one of my best fucking friends. We were on the same crew like a year later. Like,
Yeah.
who would have
Yeah,
fucking known, bro? But and
Mm.
then him and I connected on such levels that it was like, bro, this guy is really like, you know, down to earth. He processes a lot of things. He really smart. He understands a lot of things.
Mm.
Would never have fucking known that if I just assumed, oh, this guy is whatever, and never
Yeah.
got close to him. Like, it's crazy, bro. And that's the thing that bothers me is that, like, bro, you're so quick to be judgmental, give an opinion, think some bullshit, but you're not willing to give 5 minutes to someone, 10 minutes to someone to maybe actually learn about them. After that,
Yeah.
fine. Maybe you don't view the things the same way. Maybe you do have opinions on some thoughts of theirs. Okay, fine, that's a different story. But you're not just immediately jumping to some conclusion without talking to this person.
Mm.
Like, it makes no sense. You know, my
Yeah.
favorite fucking thing is when I go get a haircut and I get a shave. No one believes that I'm fucking 34. No one. So it's like, you know how great it is. I walk around. I find people be like, "Oh, how old are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, just take a guess." And they're like, "Oh, like 26." And I'm like, "Appreciate you." Like, they have
Yeah.
no fucking
Yeah.
clue, bro. So it's like, dude, you don't know. You just
Mm.
never fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
that shit bothers
No,
me.
I hear that. I hear that. And then also flip side of everything with what you've just said as well. It's the thing is, it's especially with um people who do make comments or who are very quick to judge as well. Um, they don't know what the other person either maybe kind of like going through or like what their mental health is like or anything like that. Like prime example is the amount of people that I know and that I talk to who have like began their hosiery journey or are like they've been on it but they've hit it for so long and then now they're because the fact that there is a bit of a movement, people are kind of owning like themselves and and their style and everything. And it's I get the fact that like they'll come onto social media, a lot of it is about validation for that person to
Yeah.
be like, look, they're on this journey. A lot of the posts will probably say, what do you think to my outfit? I'm kind of feeling, but I would like to know what you kind of think, and whatnot. And I admire that because you think, look, at the end of the day, you're on something and it's absolutely beautiful and brilliant. Um, and whatnot, especially obviously when it comes to hosiery and everything. But then it is when you get negative comments, you don't know how that person's gonna take it. You don't know how fragile or how sensitive or like that person can be or what they are going through or how much it has taken them to even make this social media account, to even come onto the internet and actually kind of bear themselves, whether they show their face or not. It is that whole thing of you have no idea. And it is even like I've kind of obviously spoken about it in a couple of on a couple of different platforms before, where it was I go through little spouts of my self-esteem is so low.
Yeah.
And it is like, as much as I love all the comments that I get, and I really appreciate every single one of them, there are some that I get, whether it might be in like my DMs or random little comments that pop up, and you think I've just gone on such a downer from that, and you think like, and you question yourself to think like, oh my god, like, do you know, not that I'm saying like I need validation, but it is the fact that if I'm already going through a lot of things at this moment in time, so my confidence is down, my self-esteem is down, my mental health is suffering a fair little bit, and it is just you're then reading negativity, and it's just everything's being sucked in into this black hole, and you never know how it truly affects someone. And I think that's a major thing. And it's like I said, it normally, one thing I've noticed is it normally happens more this time of year, because it is getting dark and dreary.
Mm-hmm.
It is sort of like, you know, people who don't celebrate Christmas for
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
reason, or they've got a lot of going on, or they can't afford to actually celebrate Christmas properly, all that kind of thing. So, you just think people need to kind of, I always say people need to watch what they say. And it's that it goes back to that saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all,
Yeah, bro,
because
for real.
it's not even warranted. Like, imagine putting yourself in their shoes. Like, you've already said this horrible, nasty ass comment. It's like, imagine if you were on the receiving end of that. You've had a really bad day. You might have broken up with your girlfriend. Your girlfriend might have taken your kids away from you. You've lost custody. Do you know what I mean? You're on the brink of losing your job or being made redundant. You're practically near enough going homeless. And then, you've heard this really horrible comment. I'm not being funny. Depending on how your situation is, or how strong your mental health is, or how weak it may be, you don't know how that person is going to react. That could be their tipping point. That could be the thing. Do you know what? So this is enough for me to just do whatever I need to do, kind of thing. And this is the sad thing about it. And this is what people don't understand. It's okay that they think, oh yeah, I can just make this like nasty ass little comment, because oh, it's going to be, in a sea of
Yeah,
comments. But
yeah.
actually, creators see this. Not even creators, public see this. And you just think it's not okay to say something. If you have a problem with the person, speak about it with that person. Do whatever you need to do to try and resolve that. But don't just think, oh, let me be a keyboard warrior. Let me not, like, hide behind everything so nobody knows who I truly am. But I'm just gonna be writing XYZ here and blah 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 there because I can. You would just think
Just
it's just
cause you
it's
can, bro. Like
coward. It's
that's fucking
cowardly.
insane to me. Like, oh,
Mm,
I can do this, so I'm just gonna do it. Really?
mm,
Because if you apply
yeah.
that to a lot of things in life, bro, it's not always gonna work. I can promise you right that right now. Hey,
Mm,
you can steal this from the store. You get fucking caught and arrested. That's on you. So it's like,
yeah.
do you really want to?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And that's the thing,
Mm,
is that you get a lot of people who will say like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. And like that's such a valid point, Sony, with the whole like mental health thing, because yeah, like yeah, I could say this comment right now. I could fuck with this person so hard right now.
mm,
But do you know what your words are going to do to someone? Do you know what
yeah.
your comment is going to cause someone to do? Because it's true, like especially when at the end of the day, for someone who not even necessarily like that you're like a creator or an artist or whatever, but when you're trying to work on things, you are your own hardest
Mm.
critic. Like you will
Oh
second
my
guess,
God. Yeah.
I didn't like this dance
Yeah.
video. I didn't like this artwork. I didn't like this song. I didn't like this thing that I did. I wasn't a fan of how it. So you fuck with your own self. It's a natural
Mm.
thing. And I always say I'm very always big to be like I don't give a fuck about what people think. I don't give a shit. Like fuck your thoughts, whatever. And that really goes for more like against negative things.
Yeah.
But as a human being, shit will still always phase you. That's the truth of
Yeah.
it. There's no denying that. Like, yes, I will always have the fuck off mentality. I don't give a fuck about what you think of me. But I think that will always phase you if it's when it's really the one of those people of, wow, like you don't know me, but yet you're automatically making these assumptions or these thoughts or these opinions about me, but you don't know me for
Mm.
shit, bro. Like at all. And
Mm.
that can affect people because it makes you sit there and wonder like what do I give off that this person who has no fucking clue who I am is making these assumptions about me?
Mm,
And then, like you said, if you're already in a dark place, an emotional place, in a stressed place, bro, that just adds fuel to the fire. You're just gonna be
yeah,
like, am I really fucking like that? And you get into your own
yeah,
head. And it's the worst
yeah.
fucking feeling because you sit there and you're like, bro, I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to be the best person I can be. But yet when these things get thrown in your face, you're like, there's no way I'm this, right? Like,
Mm,
and it sucks because yes, we all go through bullshit, we all go through problems, we that's just how life is. But sometimes you sit there and you think, you're like, bro, I'm genuinely trying to do the best that I can. But then when you got someone who
mm,
wants to just fucking just shit on you online and just talk to you any fucking way they think they can talk to you, you kind of sit there and you're like, it's a shame because if one person thinks this, multiple people will think this. That one person was just brave enough to say it because they had the fucking balls and they
mm,
didn't care. But then it also sucks because then you sit there and you think like, bro, if one person thinks this, multiple people can think this. And if multiple people are
mm.
thinking this, what am I doing wrong? But at the end of the day, it's not really you. It's those fucking people
Yeah,
because they're just
yeah,
miserable. So you're like, well, fuck you guys.
yeah,
Like, why am I gonna
yeah, yeah.
care? Like it makes no sense to me. And then the worst part is this is probably one of my favorite things is that when you have these creators who have obviously been online and have done so much content, they think they know them. They know them to an extent.
Yeah,
But then God for
yeah.
fucking bid that one creator has a real humane moment of anger, frustration, anxiety, stress.
Yeah.
It's like they're the most terrible person in the world. And it's like,
Yep.
hey, sorry for being a human fucking being and having certain emotions like anyone else in the world would
Mm,
have, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Just because they post
yeah.
up videos, just because they make content, their life is perfect? Motherfucker, no one's life is perfect. No one. Because even for someone who may have been grown up with a silver spoon in their mouth, you don't know the shit that they still will deal with maybe in
Mm,
their family, in their relationships,
mm,
in their friendships. I'm, I'm a very big believer, bro, that people who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, fine. You had a nice, luxurious life. You didn't really have to pay for anything.
yeah.
Everything was taken care of. But what's the negative aspect of that? Are your friends really your friends? Do the people who care about you truly care
Mm,
about you? Or do they care about that
yeah.
fucking money?
Yeah.
That's a fucking other side of it.
No, it's true.
You can't
It's
deny this
true.
shit, bro. That's another side of it.
Mm,
I'm just saying. A
mm,
lot of people would like to be best friends with someone with money, but then the moment you ain't got money, shit starts showing the truth.
yeah. Are they still there? Yeah.
And that's the
No,
biggest thing.
I do hear that. I hear that.
That
But you're
that's
right in what you said in terms of like the content creators and once they do show a little bit of humanity. But do you know what it is? My theory is they've portrayed this idealization fantasy thing online. You've fallen in love with it thinking, oh my God, this is them. Like, this is everything I could think of and more. So, this is why I'm going to love watching this person. But just say if it is, they say something you didn't expect them to say, or they go against what you might believe, or yeah, show a bit of anger, or maybe, they've always been so like, one thou cannot do wrong or whatever, and then does have like a disgusting potty mouth, and you think, oh my God. The thing is, I think it's now all of a sudden the fantasy and the idealization has broken and you don't know what to do with that. You can either be, okay, I now have to learn this new part. It's like going into a relationship. You always go in rose tinted glasses. Everything that person says or does, you fall in love with. Their hair could be a greasy, nasty mess, but you think, you don't see it. You don't see that. They could be having pimples all over their face, they could be having scabies all over their body, but you won't see that because you love all this about them and you're exploring. But it is basically once you take those rose tinted glasses off and you see the humane side, you see the bad, the ugly. the potty mouth, the kind of, oh my God, I didn't know she was like this, or oh my God, I didn't know he was like this. That's when it is, what do you do? Do you either run away and you think, I don't want this, or is it actually, I'm learning a different layer about this person? I've seen the top facade, now let me see the layers underneath. So I think it is, me personally, this is obviously what I think, but I think it is that it's an idea, it's the fantasy. I can't keep saying idealization all the time because I'm getting my words like mixed up. So I'm just gonna say the whole fantasy thing, but it's the whole fantasy element. And once that fantasy element has broken, it is, what do you do? Because you're seeing a whole different side from what you normally see. How do you cope with that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna kind of think to that? And yeah, it is just, yeah, but you are right. It's, you shouldn't believe everything you see on social media. You shouldn't, do you know what I mean? It is just, at the end of the day, like, you would think 95% at least would know the fact that it's not real. Yes, there is that true 5% out there that, you know what, this is
Yeah,
completely
yes,
legit.
of
They
course.
ain't gonna lie about
Yes,
this
yeah.
kind of thing.
Fucking
But
perfect
it is,
example is Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat literally did 800 days of vlogging of his daily
wow.
life. And
Oh my
literally,
God.
yes, literally did it non fucking stop. He vlogged for 800 straight days or some shit like
Wow.
that. But he's all, but, and it's interesting because I always tell people, like, I didn't like, in the time of YouTube, like its inception of really growing with content creators, like motherfuckers getting, 10 million views of video, averaging 2 million views of video, like shit like that. I was in my dancing phase. The only thing I fucking watched on
Mm.
YouTube were dancing videos. I didn't
Yeah.
give a shit
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the content creation aspect. I didn't give a shit about content creators
Mm.
like that. Did I hear about it? Of course, because of social media. But I
Yeah.
wasn't like, I wasn't into social media for the content creation aspect like that because I was so solely focused on dancing. So now I can now go back and watch all these old videos that I never watched and appreciate it because it's like, oh shit,
Mm.
like look at this creativity and this genius that they were creating. But the wild
Yeah.
shit is too, though, is the other dark side of it is if you go in that comment section, the amount of hatred you see, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And it's wild because this guy Casey Neistat, uh, um, he was literally a filmmaker. He was literally he like his whole thing was creating films, creating movies,
Yeah.
and it's not like as if he had to go direct some Mission Impossible 18 movie. He created films that he wanted to do. So it could have just been a
Mm.
short film. It could have been a little episode of something. So the reason why he created the vlogs and why he started vlogging was because in his mind it was, hey, I love to create movies. I love to create videos.
Mm.
So I now get to create a video every single day. And it's not
Yeah.
like and mind you, he did it in New York City. Fucking
Oh
iconic place
yeah.
for you to do it.
Yeah.
There's literally
Mm.
the city that never sleeps. So there's always something going on. But it's fascinating to me because when I go back and watch his vlogs, I'm so captivated of he's not trying to be extra like a lot of these other content creators. He's not
Mm.
trying to do some crazy shit. He takes his video and will talk to you, discuss random things, and then just kind of show you what he's doing with his life. And it doesn't have to be the most extraordinary extravaganza fucking thing. It's just, hey, I'm waking up today, I got work, but hey, we're gonna also do this, we'll do that. Hey, I'd like to talk to you guys about
Mm.
something. It's just shit like that, but it's the fact that it's interesting to me because I feel like a lot of people they like to talk shit and judge content creators or whatever because they are so because YouTube has changed so much that it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
and social media, TikTok and everything has severely caused ADD and ADHD in people because you're bro now it's I think one of the most scariest things to me is you could be on TikTok and I've heard people literally tell me, dude, I've literally been scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours. The longest video is like 3 minutes. What? What?
Yeah.
Like that means
You just get sucked in though, don't you?
but
It's
it,
just,
but
oh,
it's,
let's see what the next one's about.
but then it's crazy because
Mm.
then it's scary to think that, yo, bro, you sat there for 2 hours on TikTok, but all you did was just
Mm.
watch little clips when you could have also watched like a documentary, a movie, fucking
Yeah.
4 episodes of a 30-minute TV show. Like you could have watched a lot of other things, but it's wild to
Mm.
think that for 2 hours straight, fine, maybe you watched one video like 3 or 4 times because it's fucking hilarious, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's still
Yeah.
the fact that you're still doing this for 2 straight
Mm.
hours, consuming all these different types of content. So it's crazy because since everything is trying to be so fast and high paced, the big thing I
Yeah.
love about Casey Neistat's videos is, and his vlogs, it's not like he's trying to do this whole big extravaganza thing. He'll have like one clip here of showing the city, time lapse. He'll have another clip here, time lapse of the sunset. He'll show like, oh, we're going over here. Like my favorite, like recently watching his vlog, he's like, yeah, we're going to Starbucks. He's like, has the camera, walks into Starbucks, sees the line. The very next clip is, I'm not waiting this fucking line. And he just leaves. Like, it's like, but it's like, it's not the fact that it's like all big and boom and crazy and loud and bright. It's just, it's the jump cuts in videos are obviously like the biggest thing. That's like always a big thing. But his jump cuts are also so artistic that it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It's just the most simplest fucking thing. But then, of course, what's wild is this guy is by far one of the most successful, not just filmmakers, but creators. Just shit he creates is so mind-blowing and just the most minuscule way. It's amazing. But yet, guy still gets fucking hate comments. Guy still gets bullshit online. And it's like, bro, this man is literally just living his life, just creating art because he loves to, supporting his loving family, still being there for them, doing what he needs to. And the first thing you guys want to be talking about is, oh, this vlog was whack. You didn't really do anything, blah, blah. He never said he was going to do anything crazy. So you're automatically thinking, oh, this has got to be wild. Bro, not everyone is like that. That's why the biggest thing is I will always say, there's always something out there for someone. Meaning, I'm a gamer. I play Fortnite, Call of Duty, a lot of action games, a lot of good story mode games, racing. I play a lot of different fucking games. Because I have ADHD, so I love to have a big variety. This is why when I first got into dancing, I was like, oh my God, I love dancing. I got into hip hop. Then I solely focused on b-boying. Then I found house. I fuck around with popping. Like, it's just, I do a lot because I like to have those options. I like to open my mind to all these different things. But then you got a lot of fucking people who just won't even try something. So you're like, bro, you sit here and talk shit to all these people that are just trying to do stuff and live their life. What are you doing? You don't do shit. You do nothing, bro. And if you do, it's fucking sad that you'd rather put your energy into trying to hate on someone and talk all this bullshit. Why don't you take that energy and put it towards something else that you could be doing?
Yeah,
really?
Exactly that.
There's no fucking way that's real, bro. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I hear that. I totally agree with that. And that's the stupid part of it is exactly what you said, all this energy that you have towards a person you may not like, use it. Because I'll tell you now, a lot of people can use that negativity. Like, for instance, if you were negative towards me, Chucks, all that energy you are building to give me that negativity, I'm using that and I'm leveling up on it. And don't get me wrong, not everybody can do that, right? But some people can use the negativity to be like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm actually going to use your energy and better me and do me even harder. That's the thing. It's just, I
And
don't
that's what makes me
get
laugh.
it.
That's always what makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because like when I go back to that comment where the guy goes, "Oh, I'm not about to listen to a guy who wears pantyhose about boxing," but then literally, the funny thing that people don't know was then I messaged that guy and I literally, because I was like, you know what, bro, you want to go back and forth? That's fine. We don't got to do this in public. I'll be a grown up and confront you in your DMs. So I literally said to him, I go, yo, bro, just because I wear nylons does not mean shit that I don't follow sports and know boxing. He goes, well, what would you know about boxing since all you do is wear nylons? And I was like, do you
What's that got to
know?
do with anything?
And here's my favorite part. I then go, do you know what the war was? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, a boxing match. The war. He goes, no. I go, so shut your stupid fucking mouth then. Because the fact that you want to be out here acting like you're some
Yeah.
big boxing fucking person and you can't even tell me what was one of the most iconic fights in fucking boxing history. Really?
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
tell me that you don't know that the war was literally dubbed that because it was Thomas Hearns versus Marvin Hagler? Marvelous Marvin Hagler? Literally probably one of the greatest 3 rounds in boxing. But you want to think I don't know shit because all I do is wear nylon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro. Keep being fucking stupid. Keep being a fucking idiot. Because sadly, bro, your mentality is just not right.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows how small-minded people can be. It's like how you said, it's like, oh, it just say if I saw a guy wearing nylons, I mean not me, but if other people saw a guy wearing nylons, oh yeah, he's gay, or he cross
Yeah.
dresses, or oh no, yeah,
That's going to be the
And it
very
is,
first fucking thing.
yeah, and you only think, actually, have you asked the guy why he's wearing them? He may have a medical condition. He may just love it.
Bro,
It
and
might be
that's the
part of his
thing.
fashion
Yes,
sense.
that's the thing.
You know
I've
what
heard
I mean?
people say
It's
like I
like,
have to wear them for medical reasons. But then
yeah.
when people ask me, they're like, "Well, why do you wear them?" Bro, my instant quick answer is I love how they look. I love how they feel. If that's on me, what does it matter to you? Like that's the crazy shit. That's what never makes sense
Yeah.
to me. If it's my
Yeah.
choice, if it's on me, clearly this shit ain't affecting you because it really fucking shouldn't because you're not the one wearing them. You're not the one fucking having them in your life. So what does it matter to you? That's the thing that I will never understand. What does it matter to you? Why? Because you can't accept it? You think it's wrong? Okay, fine. There's a lot of wrong things in this world, bro. A lot worse than me wearing nylons. How about you go give a fuck about
Yeah.
that?
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's just,
Throwing it out there,
yeah.
you know, just throwing it out there. Just a thought, just a thought. Sleep on it, bro. Think about it. Have
Wow.
some tea or coffee over it. Just a thought.
Yeah. Jeez. You know what? It's sad to think the fact that there are, you know, at the end of the day, it's like how I've said to you before, Chucks, and how I've kind of said on the pod before. It's, you don't need to fully be in with that person to understand that, their mindset. All a person needs to do is be a little bit open and a little bit understanding and try to see where the other person is coming from. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. You probably might not want to hear their life story. That's fine. You don't need to. But the fact is, it's like, if you are curious, rather than hating, why don't you ask? Why don't you just say, why do you wear it? Like, I'm just really curious to know, why do you wear it? Understand that other point of view before you start, like, throwing hate around. Understand where that person's coming from, because it's like, I've had it in my DMs recently where people think it's okay to talk to me like crap because they do that with other nylon models. Obviously, I don't know who because I never mentioned who, but obviously, well, there's a lot of different people now. Obviously, you got your OGs, and then you got obviously people who are doing it for the gram, basically. But it's just because they may portray it as a kink or a fetish, or you know something along those lines, rather than, for instance, how I just style. I love styling. That's my thing. Where it's like, you may speak to them one way and they may allow you to. Don't think
Yeah,
just
bro. Yeah,
because
no.
I wear nylons and I might cover myself way more than what they do, but you still get to, you still think you get to talk to me with disrespect. It's just, no,
Nope.
like, that
Nope.
does not fly.
Mm-mm.
Understand what I do before even asking stupid stuff or even coming up with stupid stuff. It's, figure it out. Do your research. People just like to just jump in without knowing facts. Know your
Oh my
damn
god,
facts
bro, for real. And that's
before.
oh
It's
that's
yeah.
that to me is
Yeah.
my craziest thing because it's the fact that it's like, yeah, like that's why for me, I want to work past that stigma of like men wearing nylons, because it's like, yo, bro, just
Mm,
because I wear them, you don't know shit about me. Like,
yeah.
and it's crazy because sadly, bro, there is always two sides of the coin where it is a shame because, like you said, yes, you should be able to have that right to just like ask someone to be like, hey, why do you wear nylons? Like, what's
Mm,
your fascination with them? Why do you like them? But then it also sucks because then you'll also get a lot of people who, because of the way the world is gone, get instantly defensive. I remember it was funny
mm,
enough where
yeah.
I had a moment with one of my coworkers because I said something to her, and her instant thing was, "Why? What does it matter? You have a problem with it?" And I was like, "Bro, I was just asking a question." But then at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't
Yeah.
blame her because before I had asked her that question, she already had another problem with someone else in that dealing with that situation,
Get
that it was
you.
like I can't blame her for being defensive.
Mm,
But she
mm,
wasn't defensive and an like immediate bitch and was instantly like, yo, don't fucking talk to me. She was just like, why do you care? And then I was
mm,
like, well, I'm not gonna take it defensively. I was just, then I then turned around and was like, no, no, no. I was just asking something. Was just curious about something. That's all it was. But that's the problem. So
mm.
many fucking people are so quick to be defensive or aggressive and just get
Yeah.
elevated that you can't just relax, take a deep breath,
Mm,
talk about it, see where that other point is coming from, see where that person's coming.
mm,
Like, bro, you should be able to do that. Like, that should be a
yeah.
fucking thing, bro. But yet, it's like, it's not. It's crazy to
Mm,
me. And it's very funny because then you always have these one side story, this side story, like that. And it's wild because then it's like, yes, there's always two sides of a story. But then yet sometimes people only want to listen to just the one side or only are okay with the one side. But then it's like,
mm,
but have you heard everything? Have you truly looked
yeah.
into everything? If you
Yeah.
haven't, me personally, it's a little hard to try to have an opinion. And don't get me wrong, we're all fucking human. So of course, naturally, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, I'll take this
Mm,
side, or I'm gonna think this, or whatever. But I feel like if you hear one side, still put attention to the other side, because then you never know.
mm,
There could be some things that make a factor. There could be some things that connect it. You don't fucking know unless you truly start to know
mm,
everything. And that's the biggest
yeah.
fucking thing. And I feel like a lot of
Mm.
people just don't do that shit at all.
No, they don't. That's the thing. Not a lot of people can understand two sides and then be like, right, do you know what? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Because of the fact that that one thing fits in with their morals and their values and their way of thinking.
And that's why it's totally
They don't
fine.
want to listen to, yeah, and they don't want to listen to the other side, even though the other side could be right,
Mm-hmm.
potentially could be wrong, who knows? But they refuse to listen or
Mm-hmm.
understand
Mm-hmm.
that side because it doesn't fit in with them. It's just, yeah, yeah. That the world is a very funny place, you know.
Bro, it's wild, man.
Honest to God,
It's crazy to me sometimes.
yeah.
Like I find it so insane when Mr. Beast, literally the biggest fucking YouTuber in the world, this
Mm,
man has over 200 million subscribers, bro. 200 million subs. Like,
yeah.
that is
That's a
insane.
lot.
That is
That's a lot.
insane. But to think the things he tries doing in this world to entertain people and actually help people, people still hate and talk shit. And
Yeah,
you're sitting there like,
yeah,
yo, bro, if you want to hate and talk shit about someone that they're trying to do something nice to create content, okay, fine. Oh, they're only doing it for the
mm,
views. But they still did something fucking nice. Like, how
exactly.
do you not see that? How do you genuinely still not see, like, bro,
Yeah,
this man changed someone's life, changed
yeah.
people's lives, like, in a certain way.
Mm,
Fine, it may have not happened to you. Fair enough. Be jealous, be
yeah.
upset. Okay, fine. But one thing you
But that's the reason
cannot.
why it's not happening to you. Is because you're jealous and upset.
And then it's funny because I don't get me wrong, bro. I've always had people be like, oh, well, you know, it's so like you always want to look at positivity or blah blah blah. Bro, I've been through bullshit. I've been through negativity. I've been through
Mm,
my fair share of problems, just like a lot of other people in my own way that I'm suffering, that I go through.
yeah.
But I still will always try to have a positive like output of things, because the way I see it is, okay, you know what? This may be bullshit. This may suck. This may feel terrible,
Mm,
but it's for now. It's not going to be
yeah,
forever, because
yeah.
things can change. And that's why I always try to tell people, like,
Mm,
try to have a positive mindset, because I truly do believe if you can have a positive mindset, yes, as difficult as things may be going in that moment, if you can bring yourself back to that positive mindset, that will benefit you and can help you going forward. Yes,
Yeah.
everyone has their moment to be negative, to be mad, to be sad, to be upset, to be annoyed, to be angry. Yes, you have every fucking right. That's a human fucking feeling. You can't deny that. But don't stay like that. Don't dwell on that.
Yeah.
Try to start moving past that. And that's always how I try to see things.
I'm 100% with you. I'm exactly the same. I always try and my motto is making the best of a bad situation all the time. It is just do what you got to do to get yourself through. Yeah, you might be going through a tunnel, but keep your eye on that light. Don't let that light go, kind of thing. It is just, yeah, it's not going to be forever. It might be for a little bit of period of time, maybe a bit longer than you expect, but it is at the end of the day, it's not going to be forever. Yeah, I hear that. I do hear that.
So I think that's a good spot to end the episode for today.
Yes, a good episode.
Me and Sony kind of went in on some stuff.
I still could.
We'll save it for another day. We'll save it definitely for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, as always, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much as always, bro. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in today. Man, listen, we hope that you guys do see things in our own way as well. But of course, again, if you want to see things in your own way and you want to share that opinion or you want to share, fair enough. But again, let's have a conversation about it. We don't got to fucking berate each other and attack each other. We don't need to. It can be a conversation. Yeah. It can be to just, okay, I'll hear your point out and then you hear my point out. That's it, bro. That's all it really should be. That's all it really, honestly, just really should be. So that's kind of my last little piece on that. If you got anything left, Sony.
No. I'm good. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going to get Sony started. We're here for another hour and a half.
Don't tempt me.
But, yeah, guys, as always, like I said, bro, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support as always. We'll definitely see you guys next time. Y'all have a good one.
Yep.
Peace, guys.